Hey everybody, welcome to Edging with Trash and Monk. Yeah!
Wow!
Or should I do it like different? Should I do it like new metal?
You can do it as different as you want. You can do it as different as you are.
Let's try. I'm pretty different.
I'm Monk, by the way.
I'm Trash.
Are we gonna take two on the song, or is one song enough?
No, just leave them all in, bud.
Let's get all the takes. Okay.
I'm gonna do a bunch of different versions. Okay.
Okay, and they're all gonna be in the show.
We'll do like yeah, exactly. What about like a Michael McDonald version? It'll be like, hold on, I gotta.
Michael McDonald, he's getting up in years, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Keep edging with Trash and Monk. Like that, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't do that very good. Hold on. You gotta do like a little more like roomy in the voice. Okay. There we go. That's it. Okay. I keep edging with Trash and Monk. Yeah, there we go. That was good. I'm keeping that. That's good.
That's a good one.
Okay, let's see.
Michael McDonald. Getting kind of old.
Yeah.
I heard he got a farm.
He got a farm?
Yeah. Old McDonald.
Shut the fuck up. You keep that sacred name out your mouth, okay?
Old McDonald.
Michael McDonald is a treasure.
E-I-E-I-O.
Cross genre,
cross space,
generation,
cross time,
cross space time continuum. Michael fucking McDonald.
All right, do you have another song for us? Are you going to sing again?
Yeah, let's do.
The podcast needs more intros. We need to. Welcome to Edging with Trash and Monk, the only podcast that's 90% intro and then 10% the movie.
Let's see. Let's try like what would I like? What's okay, I got it.
You do Aerosmith?
No. I will never do Aerosmith. That's a line. But I will do Limp Bizkit, okay?
There you go.
There we go. Let's go Trash and Bug! There we go.
You do Cornathan Davis. How about that?
Oh yeah.
I know you got a Cornathan Davis in you somewhere.
I don't know if I have a good impression of Cornathan.
Yeah.
But I'll try like yeah, like something like that. Yeah, like edging with Trash and Monk. Like something like that, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We took all of the millions of letters we received after the last one to heart.
Yeah.
I want to sincerely apologize for the last episode, and I want you to let you know about our game plan for moving forward. We know you're all upset at us that we talked about the movie too much, and that we didn't spend enough time talking about domestic terrorism in the United States and school shootings. So I have a segment, Brian, to lead us into the episode. Okay. I think you're going to appreciate. I'd like you to be the judge for me on our new segment, America's Next Top Domestic Terrorist.
Okay, let's go.
I wanna be on top.
Sounds good. I'm very excited about this segment.
I wanna be on top.
It's America's Next Top Model theme song. It's not playing? What the fuck? Well, it's in the recording, so we'll figure that out next time. It's done enough. It's 30 seconds. It's been enough.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I think it's because I have noise reduction in Discord is why you can't hear it.
Probably, yeah. Can we get a hot sauce on feet real quick?
Hold on. Let me see if I still have that in my... I don't... Oh, no. Shit. I closed that tab. Here we go.
Yeah, so you missed it, everybody.
Here we go.
Oh, wait. We had a lot of this happening before the podcast. I'm assuming it's playing.
It is. It is.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
There we go.
Hot sauce on feet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck.
You ever
put hot sauce in your feet?
you ever put Frank's Red Hot on your feet?
Okay. So America's Next Top Domestic Terrorist, Brian.
Okay.
I have 3 candidates for you. Three people who have made it through the previous selection rounds that you were not involved in.
Yeah.
I have what's his face. I didn't write down the guy's name because fuck him. What's his face? The neo-Nazi that shot a bunch of people at the Allen Premium Outlet store about 2 miles away from where I work. Killed about 8 people. About 8 people, I think. Ties to Proud Boys, wearing like a right-wing Death Squad patch. Ironically, considering Allen, Texas is probably like comprised of 90% Proud Boys. So, a little bit of blue on blue action there. But you know what? I will love to see it.
You know, hey, couldn't happen to worse people. So you know.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So that's our first candidate.
The Allen shooter.
The Allen guy. Yeah.
We're just gonna call him Allen.
We have so he's kind of an up and comer. He hasn't been in the game very long, and he might be dead. I actually did not check.
he's a comer. Well, you know, if he's dead, I mean, good, but also, like, you know,
our second
you can
candidate,
still be an up and comer when you're dead.
Yeah, you know what? I think you got a point.
Israel's been proving that lately.
Well, that brings us to our second candidate that actually has nothing to do with Israel. Been around the block a few times, but you know what? Career is still going strong. Kyle Rittenhouse, normalizing the I guess they're black shirts, or not black shirts because they're all wearing white polo shirts tucked into their fucking pants these days. So
white shirts,
normalizing white shirt violence at protests, and getting fully acquitted for it. Recognizable career accomplishment. I don't know what he's been doing these days. I don't follow him because he's a grown adult piss baby.
That's true. Well, he's a known piss fetishist, so that is something. You know, hey, no shade to the water sports participators.
No, we were just looking at some water sports the other day, Brian.
We were just looking at some water sports the other day. Shouts out to Piss Kitchen on
Reddit.
r/Piss Kitchen. Wow. Y'all really pissing some things.
Y'all really just get right in there and get your piss on it, huh?
Get your piss on, yeah.
And our third candidate for you, not directly involved in any terrorist attacks. However, the ringleader, some might say, of the domestic terrorism campaign this June to get Target to pull all of its fucking Pride merch out. Matt Walsh. Matthew Walsh is our third candidate for America's Next Top Domestic Terrorist. So, Brian, as our judge, which of these 3 candidates are you awarding the coveted W award to?
The W award? Very good. W.
A W.
Amazing. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Kyle.
To Kyle Rittenhouse?
Kyle has a body count.
Yeah. He's got a body count. And he was acquitted.
And he was acquitted.
And he has an ass that just won't quit.
And he just can't seem to stop
opening his mouth
in the news and opening his mouth. He's really just like a real power player in the
domestic terrorism community.
And you know, I gotta say, you know, having a body count and continuing to terrorize us by making him look at his ugly little pig face is like really, really something. So I gotta give it to Kyle. You know, we gotta love all our contestants.
Yeah.
You know, we
Honorable
got Matt
mention to the
Walsh.
IDF.
Honorable mention to the IDF. Matt Walsh, I just gotta say, hey, shave that beard off. You look way uglier without it, and I want to laugh at you more. And bring back the fedora. Come on, bring back the fedora.
Did he wear a
I need you to
fedora
be
at one
more
point?
hateable. It was some sort of hat. He looked fucking atrocious. He looked like a neck beard when he didn't have a beard. Now he has a beard and he has like a chin line all of a sudden. It's weird. Yeah. And then Alan, better luck next time.
Yeah.
Unless you're dead, in which case I don't know what to tell you, bud.
He's kind of there to
know.
fill out the roster anyway.
Oh, okay. He was just kind of a
Just kind of a person I thought of by virtue of being physically near me.
Yeah, for sure. It's personal.
Yeah. I think I gotta go with you. I think we're gonna officially give the George W. Bush Award for Excellence in Domestic Terrorism to Kyle Rittenhouse for 2023.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the
Round of
comedian.
applause, everybody. Round of applause. Okay.
Alrighty.
I don't know if that came through at all.
It did not
but,
come through at all.
I have noise cancellation on. Hold on, let me turn it off real quick, okay? Okay. And congratulations, Kyle Rittenhouse, on the Domestic Terrorist Awards. You really earned it. I hope you have a really short life. All right. Back on.
Alrighty. Now, unfortunately, I know everyone would like to talk more about innocent people getting killed in public, but actually, we have a movie to talk about.
Yeah. A movie. We watched a movie.
We did watch a movie this time instead of a weird fetish porn.
Are you sure?
I'm actually not 100% sure. So we watched Underworld, the documentary, the pilot of the documentary series by Danny McBride about the eternal war between the vampires and lichens. And can I just say, Brian, it's a crime that they're going to call werewolves lichens and not fully fucking commit to the vampire vocabulary in this movie. I need the vampires in this movie to be spelled with a Y. I need them to talk about nights instead of days. At multiple points, they're like, "Oh, that's a few days from now." No, motherfucker, it's a few nights from now.
Yeah.
I need them to be much more arch, these vampires, and they're like 90% there, but they need to just seal the deal.
Yeah, I mean, some people, they say, I get it, like they're running the show.
Yeah.
And somebody comes in and they're like, "Oh, I just automatically say days because I'm being acted by a human," and that's what I'm saying. We need more actual vampires.
Yeah.
In cinema, okay.
Somehow you're right.
Fake vampires.
They're all getting into politics. The real vampires. I'm sorry to say.
I know. God. And ain't that a fucking joke? You know, Jesus Christ.
It is
All
nice
these
when we have
bloodsuckers.
when we have a crossover between a vampire in Hollywood and in the Oval Office, like
Yeah.
Reagan. This is the last time.
It happens constantly, so it's fucking, you know, it's a whole thing. Yeah, God, I really love Victor's role in this. That's Joe's middle name. If people don't know,
Joseph Victor Biden.
Yeah, it's Joseph Victorino Biden. And,
Victorette Biden.
Victorette. Oh God. And yeah, so you know, and that's what happened. Just a few short years ago, Brandon, Victor Brandon, rose from the crypt as a soft, fleshy, dry, somehow soft, fleshy, and dry.
Like a big rod of beef jerky is what he was looking like.
Yeah,
like just a gray hunk of jerky.
Yeah, that's why they call him Joe. No, that's a bad joke. Joe Beef Jerky. No, that's awful. I'm gonna go hang throw across from that one. Let's see.
Good old jerky Biden.
I just really appreciated that. I don't know. I really also appreciate kind of the like the soft incest vibes throughout the whole movie. The soft like I don't know.
Movie was very opposed to anti-miscegenation laws. Was the real thesis statement of this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go so far to say the movie was opposed to anti-miscegenation.
Yeah,
I would say
I do think the movie is the movie unlike Blade, which is a movie about how gay people need to stay in the closet. Underworld is a movie about how race mixing is actually good.
Yeah,
which, you know what?
Good.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, right? You know, hey, miscegenation.
Go do it.
Is good. I'm pro. I don't know. I'm not like pro sex though, but
yeah,
I am pro miscegenation.
Well, they don't actually have sex in the movie, so I think you can be.
That's true. Hey, keep that behind closed doors, please. You know, all the sex you're having, please. Doors closed, okay?
Look, as long as you're giving the Lord God his due, and there's a sheet with a hole in it between the two of you, it don't matter what race you are.
Exactly. And you know what? If you're a dad and you're like, oh, I'm gonna kill my child for having a mixed race baby, maybe don't.
Yeah, I think that's genuinely not a great thing.
Generally, just gonna say, bad.
I'd like to present to you the.
Are you gonna do like the
2022 domestic terrorist of the year is Victor, the antagonist of this movie.
True. It's funny too because they really do like you get nasty vibes from the lad, right? You get some nasty vibes from the lad, but he's not explicitly like the antagonist. They do foreshadow it a little bit,
yeah,
but like it's not. You do get like a nice turn in the movie when they're like, "Oh yeah, well, you know, Victor,
yeah,
you know, he killed everyone. He's actually like a monster. He's like a bad man."
Let's get some background going in here. So the movie opens with like this expositional narration by Celine, Kate Beckinsale, the protagonist of the film. Describing how Celine is a member of the Death Dealers, who are the vampire SS tasked with hunting down the werewolves in society.
So the SS is pretty explicit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very clearly like
dark leather outfits, personal loyalty to the head of Victor, the head of one of the vampire clans.
Yeah. Like they might as well have been wearing fucking the stall helms or whatever the fuck they're called. Yeah,
literally the only thing keeping it from being like visually identical, too, because they're all wearing like leather trench coats, jack boots,
wear their fucking death head spins. It's like you know, they took it far enough away from it that it's not like that. Like, you know, some people will be like, "Oh, I don't get it." Like libs will be like, "I don't get that."
Yeah, but libs don't get anything.
Nazis are gonna get that. Nazis are gonna see that and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're the Nazis." And the movie does that fun little thing where it's like,
actually, the Nazis are bad.
Like this, and then it turns and it's like, wait, the Nazis are bad actually, and then the Nazis are like, I'm bad.
There's a lot of mouth noises too in the movie. There's a lot of scenes where people are looking at each other and going,
"Oh my god!" When Victor's like clicking.
So Kate Beckinsale, noted SS member, stormtrooper, is on a mission to take area to gang stalk the werewolves. And they track them down into this subway, where they're following this human man, currently unnamed. But I'll just get ahead of the game and say his name's Michael. Into the subway to try to abduct him for reasons unknown. And then one of the recurring werewolf characters, Ray's, is the leader of that werewolf group. he sort of like sniffs out the vampires after they follow them into the subway, and delivers the only line of dialogue in his movie that doesn't sound ridiculous, where he goes, "Bloods," and turns around, and it's just this fucking firefight in the middle of the subway. Bloods.
Bloods.
It's like metro tile, like flying around, little pieces of ceramics and bullets and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, hilarity ensues.
This is pre-Matrix, right?
I think this is
post-Matrix?
this is almost certainly post-Matrix. This is let me go back. 2003, so been about 5 years, I think. Or maybe like 2. I don't
4,
actually know.
Yeah. 4. I just looked it up.
Okay. Right, because the Matrix about Y2K, so it would be right in 1999.
Yeah, it is 1999. Matrix is 1999.
So
go ahead.
So they have this firefight in the subway, and they're shooting each other, they're running around, they're having a great old time. At one point, the vampires that Celine is with get tagged and turn into the purple grape juice monsters, kind of on their inside. They have like this glow about them, and they dry up like.
Yeah.
God,
what happened? Yeah.
Yeah, and they keep
think that's what vampires are done. That's like how vampires die.
Yeah, because in Blade they poof into the skeleton. They like despawn like they're in a video game. But no, this is like unusual. It's like they turn into the dusty purple mess.
They desiccate.
They do desiccate.
They actually they're shooting them with those desiccant packets that they've got in the like when you get like something shipped.
That's true. They are shooting it. They even say "do not eat" on the side of the bullets.
They do. They do.
So the firefight continues. The werewolves end up getting chased away from Michael, and they don't get him this time. They run into the sewer where they've got their whole werewolf. What do they call it? They call it a warren, a den,
something. I don't know. They
have some word for it. This is a movie where they do have
that makes it sound like animals. They're like, oh, it's an animal hole. There's a hole full of animals. Is what the
yeah. So the fight is sort of a standstill. Some of the werewolves die. Some of the vampires die. But Celine notices they're tracking this human. And the werewolves also say that to each other in the sewer. And they have this moment where the head of the werewolf guild breaks into or he doesn't break in. He just walks into their little pit where they got 2 werewolves just beating the shit out of each other. He shoots this shotgun straight in the air and goes, "You're all acting like animals!" and just walks out.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we shouldn't act like animals, despite living in a place that's named for us being animals.
Yeah.
And us turning into animals. And, yeah. Well, I mean, but that's like the theme of the movie, right? That's one of the themes. Is that werewolves they're not just animals. I mean, they are animals, but like, so are humans.
Yeah.
Right. And so are vampires, theoretically.
It is very funny, because, like, the movie does, like, make a point that, like, actually, no, the werewolves do turn into werewolves and go and eat people, but, like, so do the vampires.
Yeah.
Like, they're both monsters is really the funny part of it. And the movie tries to take, like, a really, like, it does take a moral stance about which monsters are the more monstrous of the two, but at the end of the day, they are both, like, killing and eating people.
Yeah, I mean, the vampires, it's so funny because it's like, by the end, you get a little bit of deep lore that's like, oh, yeah. Of the core Venuses, you've got the one who got bit by a wolf, you got the one that got bit by a bat, and you got the one who just was doomed to walk the earth as immortal.
You got the one who stayed inside on the computer all day and was never bitten by any mysterious animal.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, that's the thing is a bat. I don't know if you heard about this. They're animals.
That's true. Well, I don't know if you've heard about this one, but people are animals. We're all just great apes.
It's all just animals. It's animals all the way down.
That's true. Until you get to like the plants. Like
unless one of them got bit by a fucking Venus flytrap or something like that. But that's a whole different thing.
One of them got bit by a radioactive spider, actually, a couple of years before the events of this movie.
Oh shit! Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you know about this. The spiders, animals.
You can't be serious right now. You got to be fucking joshing me.
I'm dead serious.
What about
dead fucking serious?
What about coral? Surely that's not an animal.
Coral's an animal. You know sponges. Animals.
SpongeBob SquarePants is an animal.
SpongeBob SquarePants is an animal. Okay. Now we got that sorted. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? What if there's a fungus though? What if it was a fungus? What if this was Last of Us?
What if one of them got COVID-19? It was bitten by a virus.
That was a joke. I just started coughing on accident. Fucking, I gasped too hard and started coughing.
Shit.
Maybe I've got COVID.
So the subway fight, both sides go to regroup after that. The vampires, they have this hot topic mansion that they all lounge around in and play with each other's tits and are sucking and fucking on each other all night long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
the werewolves live in the sewer and they have like Fight Club down there, but their daily routine is shattered after the battle in the subway. And both of them are plotting their next moves against each other. However, the vampires, Celine tells fake Adam Driver, Craven, about what went down in the sewer, and Craven is like, "No, we will not hunt the werewolves, for they are nearly extinct."
They're nearly extinct, and we got a big party coming.
We got to suck and fuck on each other. Everyone's on edge.
Yeah, come on.
The werewolves are ready for battle though. They've got like this Reyes tells the head werewolf about this and just describes the events of the battle, and the head werewolf is like, "Did they follow you, Reyes?" Reyes has this particular... I don't know what the fuck they did to Reyes' voice to make it sound like this, but he has like the deepest motherfucking voice out of anyone I've ever seen in any movie. It's clearly edited. He's always
interesting because it's almost like a Fat Albert voice.
Yeah.
But like pitched down.
Yeah.
Like an octave.
Yeah, like when he shouts "Bloods," that's the only time when it's not like super out, because he's getting like chastised by this other werewolf, and he's going like, I don't know if they followed us or not. I'm very confused too.
I don't know if we followed us or not. It's like, oh god. Like, I mean, hey, but do your voices. It's sick, but also like that one's even a bit cartoony. It's a bit cartoony, okay?
Yeah, it's really made it hard to take this movie about vampires and werewolves fighting each other very seriously.
Yeah, apologies if that is actually Reyes' actor's actual voice, but
no, that shit's edited. There's no way.
I don't believe it. You know.
So they're both fucking brooding in their respective layers, and we learned that Michael is like the biggest Mary Sue in any movie ever. Where he's like this kind of alt dude who always looks like he just washed his hair, or he really needs to wash his hair. One of the two.
Yeah, he's coiffed.
Yeah, whatever that means. And he's at the hospital where he's just like he's agonizing about having to save that woman from he's like a resident, and he did surgery to save one of the people in the train station, and they're like, "Good job saving that lady. You're the best surgeon around, Michael."
Yeah, that's true. They love Michael.
They
Everybody
really
loves
love Michael. They really are committed to just making him the best dude on the entire planet throughout the entire. This is his only character trait.
I mean, when we find out his backstory,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Do you want to
I'm
just skip
gonna
to
do it
that?
right now.
Yeah, I don't think it
I was gonna
matters.
say, fucking yeah. So Michael is talking with Celine, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, well, I know you saw those pictures of my wife, and like, yeah, I've been hurting because she died, and it's like, how'd she die? Oh, we got in a car accident, no fault of my own, but I was driving, but, not my fault, but yeah, we crashed." The engine got shot out of the front of the car into her, and then she was like pinned and dying. And I know that if I had known what I know now, I could have saved her.
Yeah, he's all tormented about it. He's like he's like on the verge of tears and shit. I'm like, come on, Michael. You know that ain't your fault.
It's your fault, Michael. And now you're learning how to save people so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Wow, what a good guy.
What a good guy. And then there's the other scene where his little rat faced homie at the hospital that sells him out later is like talking to the police about him. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't do anything. He just spends all his time here or at home. And he's like, his job is like taking over his entire life because he's trying to repent for this thing that isn't his fault.
Yeah. And
this is his character flaw is that he just cares too much.
He cares too much. Yo, I read that on a resume one time. Fucking, I like his fucking homie at the hospital too. It's just like he hears like, oh, we think he was involved in a shootout, and he's like, all right, he's dead to me.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, fuck, dog. With friends like these, who needs a hospital?
That's true.
Yeah.
So the vampires, the reason they're on edge is because there's this thing coming up. There's a lot of like about 75% of this movie is exposition about how vampires do things.
Yep. Sure.
There's a thing coming up where there's a thing called the Awakening, and what happens is they put there are 3 vampire lords, and they take turns ruling. One of them rules while the other 2 sleep, and they every 100 years they trade off in order to put a new vampire lord in power. And the Awakening's in it's this week, and their current vampire lord Amelia is going to be put into stasis, and Marcus, one of the Corvinus brothers, is meant to rise to rule. And the third lord, Victor, Celine is like a little like a purse dog for Victor, basically. She's always like she's like every dialogue scene she's having with Craven, who's the sort of the regent of Victor. She's always talking about how Victor would believe me. Oh, you don't think there's werewolves in that sewer? Well, Victor's a fucking Chad, and Victor would go and go and kill all the werewolves immediately if I said so.
Victor's fucking bloodthirsty.
And then Craven does like the fake Adam Driver face and just sort of looks away and looks around.
Yeah, it's wild to me because like the whole plot of the movie is basically like, oh yeah, fucking, we're trying to do like peace between vampires and werewolves, and like the vampires don't want any, and the werewolves do want the peace, and Marcus is like actually working towards peace in this kind of like weird fucked up way, self-serving way, but like he's doing it, right?
Yeah.
And it's still just like, fuck this guy. The whole movie's just like, fuck this guy. This guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I mean, he does. But also, it's just funny in the context of the whole movie that he's the fucking asshole. Yeah, he's the asshole, Celine, who is perfectly willing to go along with the murdering rampage.
You mean that Craven's the
hero,
asshole
actually.
for that, or
Yeah, Craven. My
yeah,
bad, not Marcus. Craven.
yeah. Marcus is asleep
Sorry,
the
it's
whole
a-
movie. It's
Yeah,
very
Marcus
hard to
never wakes up.
keep the fake names and keep track of all the fake names and all the. It's funny too because like the werewolves all have just like dude names, like
Yeah, they're like John.
the two that are fighting are like Blake Taylor. It's like watching Twilight.
Except for Ray's Lucian.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like all the other ones are like I'm Anton.
My name.
That's even too like no, I'm fucking like I'm
My name's Chad Michaels.
I'm Chad. I'm Steve.
My name's Bryce with a I and a Y.
How do you pronounce that? Bryce? No, I'll eat you.
So the werewolves, the vampires also find out the werewolves have devised these hollow point bullets that have UV light in them. Some it's like glow stick
Liquid
rounds.
sunlight. Yeah, glow stick rounds to fucking kill vampires.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the liquid sunlight it spurts around in their veins, and that's how the other vampires died when they turned purple and started spraying out light everywhere. So the Lycans, on the other hand, their big discovery. They have like this dude in their combination torture room / gymnasium, and they're fucking experimenting on his blood. And we find that they're looking for the third descendant of the Corvinus family, the lore that Brian was talking about earlier, where they have one brother was the first vampire, the other was the first werewolf, and then the third fucking got laid. And
Third one had human babies.
the third one was just cursed with the curse of being just really upstanding dudes, and the upstanding dude bloodline passed all the way down to Michael, who is the most upstanding dude of them all. And they think that by combining his blood with vampire and werewolf blood, they might be able to combine the two into a hybrid species.
A vamp wolf or a wolfier.
A wolfpire.
A werepire. Ooh. I don't know. Yeah, and I think that's tight. I also really like the idea that like what happened with Corvinus. They're just like, oh yeah, Corvinus, like the whole thing was that his whole village got fucking executed by a plague. They got COVID. And everybody died except for Corvinus, who transformed that shit into some supreme like antivirus forever good stuff, and makes you happy, healthy, good person. And then like his sons are the ones who like they carried on this like gene virus.
Yeah.
And the gene virus is what turned into like werewolves, vampires, because it turned like, I don't know, if I had to guess, we got like a rabies or something like that from the wolf, and that's like, ooh yeah, now we got like cool rabies where it turns you into a werewolf instead, and you become a badass.
Yeah.
And then the vampire one's like, oh yeah,
They probably also rabies.
now you got malaria. You got malaria from a bat, and now you're fucking. I don't even know if bats carry malaria, but roll with me, okay? And then that bat malaria got turned into fucking vampirism, and they're like, no, they got pica. They got pica real bad, and they were like eating dirt, but like
yeah, they need iron from your blood.
yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, well now. You're a vampire, so you're sick as fuck while you're trying to get that extra iron. And then the last son's like, I'm just gonna have a baby.
Screw you guys! I'm gonna play high school football and get a job at my dad's sign shop. We make all the signs in the village.
I'm gonna move to another town where people aren't getting as many fucking diseases. You sickos.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah. Damn, this town's just full of people getting sick all the time. I'm out.
So, both the werewolves and the vampires pick up Michael's trail. The werewolves send these werewolf cops who are sort of, kind of recurring characters in the movie, except not really. To
They
his
have names, so we can make up names for him.
yeah, his name's do they not have names, or is that like Bryce and Taylor or whoever the fuck the people fighting?
No,
were?
that was different. That was different werewolves. I remember.
Oh, you do
They were
remember,
like
okay.
gym brats. You know, these ones. I'm just gonna give them the names Chet and Hank.
Chet and Hank. Those are good cop names, I think.
Yeah.
So they go to the hospital and they hit up Michael's homie there, who immediately rats him out and tells them everything about him.
Yeah, real piece of shit.
Yeah. Celine breaks out of the mansion, which she does like 18 times in this movie, where she's told, "Don't leave, you're not allowed to," and she just fucking walks out.
They're like, "You're grounded," and she's like,
No, I'm going to the mall. You can't stop me.
No, I'm going to the movies. I'm going to Michael's house. You can't stop me, Mom. And Mom is just like, Mom is Craven, and Craven's just like,
No, you can't. Mom is
look at my
Craven.
big tits.
Mom is Craven. And Craven is like, you have to be my side. Be my wife.
What if Craven had big tits?
Damn. I think they should do that with a lot more movies. I think there should be more movies where it's just about what if someone had big tits?
What if Craven had really big tits?
What if Seth Rogen had big tits? We're seeking $10 million in initial funding for
I'd watch that.
this. Yeah.
Would you watch that, Hollywood?
Yeah, what if like he like did all his own stunts and he got like implants?
Yo, I was just thinking like breastplate, but let's go. Fucking let's go. Seth Rogen, Mommy Milker's arc.
I think that would be a sick ass movie.
Would it? I mean, it would. You're right. It would. It'd be fucking sick.
I don't even think the movie has to be about anything other than Seth Rogen going like, "Hey, everybody!" He takes his tits out and he's waving them around.
Big tits. Big tits. Starts waving around like a motherfucking like.
And the U.S.
Got
military
the
is like, "We have to stop Seth Rogen. His tits are too banging." But they send the soldiers after him, and they see his tits, and they immediately turn on their commanding officer.
Yeah,
They're like, "Yo, those tits are
I'm
banging."
hypnotized. I'm titmanized.
Yeah,
And then turn around and their eyes have like the little pinwheels in them.
yeah, and there's like a nipple at the center of the pinwheel.
Yeah, it's like it's just like fucking something out of God, what's the name of the food fight?
Yeah.
Hot dog party.
The only
Whatever the fuck it's
person,
called.
the only person who can stop Seth Rogen's tits is someone who is an expert in keeping pictures of tits from being shown. And also has no human emotion. Mark Zuckerberg, who plays himself.
Beautiful.
He has to go up against. He has to do MMA on Seth Rogen, but he doesn't know where to grab him because of his
Yeah,
tits.
because you can't grab the tits. Can't grab the tits. Go get your Caesar haircut, Mark.
So we're definitely down to be if to make this a reality. If you know any Hollywood producer, Harvey Weinstein, please hit us up.
Yeah, Harvey, please, bud. I know you've been looking for a project. Okay. Also, what if Mark Zuckerberg's character is just Mark Zuckerberg in like you know how he did like. He was at the beach that one time and he did whiteface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his like anti-tit cream.
Mark Zuckerberg's anti-tit cream.
Seth Rogen sees it and he's like, "Oh no."
This starts and he's like, I gotta hit a bong about this. And he hits a bong, but he uses his tits to hold it up. We have a lot of ideas. Okay?
What's the movie called? The fattest tits.
No. No, it's gotta be like I feel like, okay, are we doing like the city smashing?
Or what? Like his tits could just keep growing and growing, and eventually he's like smashing LA with his giant tits that are like 3 miles
he
away.
grows with them. He grows with them too, because like he got bit by a spider or something.
Yeah,
like that, right?
he grows with them,
And,
but
like-
not relative to the tit growth. His growth is small, is not as fast.
Yeah, exactly. His tits get like as big as he is. But
Yeah.
he can lift them, and hit things with them. Right.
Yeah,
So like he's like walking around. All right, we're on to something here. We're walking around LA. Okay. Walking around LA.
of course it's LA, because of course fucking California is the only place where they'd let this happen.
God damn, he got special
It's all the soy in his weed.
It's all the soy in his weed. And then he just like is walking around LA. He goes to like the Capitol Records building, smashes it with his huge bazongas. And so I'm thinking God Titta, or like King Tit, or like so what if like a Godzilla, he's like a Godzilla character but huge knockers. But like but then
What about this? What about who's that knocking on? Okay.
Oh. And he's got a little friend, right? He's got a little friend. I don't know. It can't be what's his fuck anymore? Jonah. Because
That can't be Jonah.
Jonah's canceled.
What about James Franco? He got canceled too, right?
Yeah, kind of. What's like a little friend of Seth Rogen?
Ken
Ken
Jeong.
Yeah, Ken Jeong is it also has smaller but also massive tits.
No, he got the ass
and is
implants.
smaller. Oh, he got the ass implants. I like that a lot. He got like a massive badongadon, and he's walking around, and he's boots. God's booty. and you got Seth Rogen walking around with massive knockers. and he's called God's booba.
God's booba.
And then you have God's booty.
God's booty. And then what's the movie called?
Godzilla Godzuki. And the movie would be called Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know.
The movie's called Who's That Knocking on the Capitol Records Building?
Yeah, there you go. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot, because knocking.
And knockers. Yeah, there you go.
Boom. Hey, Weinstein, call us. I wish I had a cigar right now, you know?
Hell yeah.
I got a shitty CBD vape. Whatever.
CBD cigar.
That'd be sick. I'd fuck with that. Would you fuck with that? Would you hit the CBD
No,
cigar?
I'm allergic to smoke. Just like Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
Yeah. So the movie, right?
Yeah, the movie. Okay.
So
my massive knockers.
I actually would really love if Seth Rogen listened to this episode through some insane series of
Right? Seriously. Hey, if anybody knows Seth Rogen, go ahead and show him this. He'll hate it. But that's funnier. So, hey, here's my ethos, everybody, okay? If it's funnier to do something, you should probably do it. Okay.
So the movie
So, anyways, Underworld.
Underworld, the
With
movie
massive
without
knockers.
Seth Rogen in it. The movie about Kate Beckinsale's.
Massive knocker.
So they both track Michael down, and Celine goes to his house and has all this exposition about how cool of a guy Michael Corvin is. But just as they convene with each other, the Lycans break in, and they're fucking pounding down the ceiling and the doors. And Michael fucking makes a break for it while Celine misses 18,000 shots fired into the Lycans.
Mm-hmm.
So she chases him out to the elevator. She's too late. He's down going to the previous floor, the floor below him. Fucking, and she's being chased by these werewolves. And there's that scene where they did a whole MythBusters episode about it, where she fires the circle in the floor below her with all the bullets and crashes through, breaks on through to the other side.
What did the MythBusters have to say about that?
You can't do that, especially when the floor is made of stone.
Yeah, I'm not shocked, but just wanted to know.
Yeah, I think they had a robot that fired guns down at a piece of plywood and trying to break it, but they could not do it.
Stupid fucking show! I love that. Oh my god, a MythBusters. Really, I want to say, like, as much as everybody's like, oh yeah, MythBusters, they're like really into science and stuff,
No.
and like testing out theories. I'm just like, that is two dumb guys getting a high and being like, well, let's do some stunt shit. And you know what? They
hold
do
on.
it well. It's very funny.
That's one dumb guy getting high and saying, we'll do some dumb shit, and then some other guy in a beret getting mad about it. That's what that is.
That's true. He did hate it the whole time. Jamie hated that show.
Yeah. And you know what? I respect him for hating it. I think you should hate your job.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's
just like I hate doing this podcast. Brian, do you hate doing this podcast?
I fucking hate doing this podcast.
Behind the scenes, when we stop recording, I don't speak to Brian. I would refuse to. If I saw Brian on the street, I would spit on them.
we actually got in a fight the first time we met in person.
Yeah.
Which we definitely have.
Yeah, we both looked over and we saw some guy with a beard walking around, and he had this huge set of tits on him. It drove this wedge directly between us, so we've never been able to recover from.
Yeah, we've actually been proxy fighting this entire conversation by talking about massive titted dudes like Seth Rogan, yeah, it's it's come between us. We were cool before that.
Yeah. So she's chasing Michael down the stairs after escaping from the werewolves, but it's too late because the head werewolf dude has found Michael and has bitten him. So it's only a matter of time until he sees the light of the full moon and turns into lichen.
It turns into that plant lichen. Yeah.
Yeah. Is lichen a plant? I thought it was like a weird fungus or some shit. I thought lichen was weird.
Lichen is weird, but I'm pretty sure it's still a plant.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I've been away from college for a minute, where I did learn about this.
Yeah.
I even looked at lichens in a scientific way.
What's your favorite lichen?
God, it's Usnea. Is it Usnea? Usnea?
I don't know. Why would I know?
It's like antibiotic though. It's really cool, actually.
Nice. Look that up when you're in the mood for something that's not dumb as shit. We're gonna keep talking about the dumbest shit topic.
This podcast.
It's a no learn zone.
This podcast is for expressing the worst aspects of ourselves. Okay, so Learned stuff? No. Get it out of here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking talking about cool things? No.
Nope.
Nobody's gonna be talking about that love for trains on here, okay?
Oh, I kind of
Nobody's
want to
gonna be
talk about my
talking
love for
about-
trains later.
I can't believe you're gonna do this. And then fucking, but anyways, we're setting that aside, setting the enmity aside, okay?
Just like we set our hatred for each other aside.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta. The show must go on.
Okay, so
Go on.
Celine finds Michael and takes him into her. What fucking car does she? She drives like a car that someone who knows about cars would know about. It's got like a.
I don't know.
It's got like a big fork on it.
What the fuck?
So she's driving her car around with Michael there, and she
The
gets
Trident.
yeah, maybe. So she gets stabbed when the werewolf guy stands on the roof of her car and goes and stabs like his big. He's got like this giant Assassin's Creed hidden blade, except it's the size of his whole arm.
It's fucking sick.
It is sick, and he stabs through the roof of the car and nicks her right in the shoulder. And they crash. They go off of the pier, and Michael tends to her wounds and then passes out, and then she comes to and takes Michael to the vampire sex mansion.
Yeah.
Where he's like crashed out there on the couch, and what's her face? What's her name? Erica.
Is that her name?
The blonde
I
vampire.
didn't catch it the entire time. She was just the butt of a ongoing joke
Yeah.
about the movie. That she's just like, oh yeah, she like loves Craven, but
She loves Craven, but she's always whenever
Don't
anyone
even
has
think
like a serious conversation about the movie, they literally just like the first like 18 scenes where she's like someone goes like leave us to her, and she just runs out of the room.
Yeah, leave us. And she's like, fine. I would definitely make a better queen for you than Celine Craven, but you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then she goes out into the hall and she's just like
She's just
secretly
balding.
pining. She's just like,
She just loves being told to leave the room.
I'm still here. Maybe she's into it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's her thing.
So they're fucking hanging out in the mansion, and Celine talks to Craven about Michael, and is like, why did you bring this human here? Bah, 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 bah. And they're having a little fight about it. But then Erica is like inspecting Michael and like poking at him, and she finds the bite from the lichen on him, and jumps immediately up to the ceiling like a cat and hisses at him like
Like, and he wakes up.
yeah. He wakes up and he fucking nopes out of there. He jumps out the fucking window, just runs, immediately jumps up this fence and being chased by dogs the whole time. And
He's like, this ain't natural.
yeah.
I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
Runs away.
Just runs off into the night. And Celine, after the fight with Craven, goes and looks in the records because she's concerned about all these werewolves she keeps finding, and she looks at the records of Craven's defeat of the head werewolf Lucien, who he killed hundreds of years ago supposedly, and the book has like this big piece of skin nailed into it with the brand that they gave the vampires gave Craven when he was enslaved to them.
Yep.
But she compares that to the picture, and she realizes that the head werewolf currently alive has the same amulet that Lucien had in a painting in the book, and she's like, "Oh shit, it's Lucien."
That's him.
Yeah,
yeah. And if you watch the movie, you'll see they say he's Lucian beforehand, right? But like,
Yeah, the
it's
werewolves
not
say
explicit.
that. But you
not
don't
explicit,
necessarily,
yeah.
you don't necessarily know who the fuck Lucian is because they take a while to
Yeah.
deliver the exposition.
Yeah. Oh, you find out as Celine does, and are as shocked as Celine is.
Yeah, which is not very.
Because she's underacting this, and it's a vampire movie. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, but also I don't know. Maybe vampires should be more emotive. I'm a big Interview with a Vampire fan. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Oh yeah, we need to watch that movie at some. We watched the sequel, but we didn't watch Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah, that movie fucking slaps.
Oh yeah,
Tom Cruise actually acting,
holy shit,
being okay in a role.
Was that before
What?
he got recruited into that cult or after?
I don't know. Probably before. The cult would have been like, I don't know if you should be playing a vampire in a movie. If you're not playing a sailor or like a secret agent, I don't know.
Do you think vampires have high thetan counts?
I think vampires have so many thetans.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah, and
free and clear
they're not
yet.
clear.
Not at all.
Yeah. Oh, do you think that one soap where they're like, you're clean and clear and under control? It's like, well, I mean, first off, bullshit, right? But also, do you think they're owned by Scientologists?
I don't know because I've actually never used soap.
Bold.
Yeah.
I bet it smells crazy. I've never washed myself, okay?
Yeah, just every once in a while I just molt from a big husk that surrounds me. Now I have no need to.
Okay, so I don't know if you're with me, viewer, but I don't believe Monk right now. I think Monk is lying, and also that Monk is something of a liar, just generally. So there you go. Please let us know in the the email at the Department of Defense. What is it? What's the email again? It's
Trump War Room at gmail.com.
I thought it was at dod.gov.
Oh, no, he got they shut down all his .gov addresses after they.
I hate it when that happens. Like when you leave college and they're like,
Yeah.
you can't keep using your college account. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Well, sounds like a skill issue if you were still using your college account.
Yeah, Trump. Anyways,
So Celine finds that Lucian still lives, and she has this fucking edgy scene where she's gathering her memories together. She's about to awaken Victor, who's still supposed to be sleeping for another 100 years. So she writes his name on the mirror and like whoosh, like wipes it away and gives him this message, and then like feeds Victor her blood to awaken
Which
him
is
from his
carrying a
stasis.
message.
Yeah.
She's feeding her engrams to him.
That's- oh my
this is
God.
a Scientology movie.
Yeah, because only the elders have enough control over their engrams to make a little TV show that you can understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
Only the elders are clear
Yeah.
and riding around on a boat. Okay.
Alrighty. Okay. So Victor wakes up and is fucking pissed at everyone. Victor is on team nobody in this situation. So Victor tells Craven, "I'm gonna fuck you up. Why'd you do this to me? Why did I leave you in charge of my affairs?" And then he tells Celine that she's been tainted by an animal, because everyone's like, "Oh my God, Celine like totally has a thing for like Michael, you know?"
Everybody's like, you want to fuck him, don't you?
Yeah.
She's like, no. And everybody's like, yeah, you do. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah. So so Victor is like chewing her out and is like, "Listen, I need to get evidence on Craven, but I'm going to send Craven to go do it." And his exact justification is because he has not been tainted by an animal. Yeah.
Yep.
And he,
So I mean, if you want to know anything about Victor, you can basically understand from this exact scene
yeah,
what his whole deal is, and his whole deal is
I don't like race
that he's-
mixing.
I don't like race mixing. He's like I don't like it when other people are allowed to exist that aren't vampires unless they're subordinate to us.
Yeah,
And I mean, hey, and that's the whole thing through the whole thing when you find out the history, right? Because newsflash, everybody, this war hasn't been going on forever. This war's only been going on since the whole thing with what's his nuts.
yeah. This isn't too much of a spoiler to just get into it right now, because Michael's been having these flashbacks this whole time about Celine says are Lucien's memories. And it's the memories of him, Lucien being chained up in this castle, looking at this, being like whipped by all the vampires, and this other vampire woman in front of him is like tied to a big post, and they have this elaborate machine to shine the sunlight down on exactly where the post is, and burn her alive while Lucien watches, because they they fucked, and they had like she was pregnant with Lucien's kid. And they killed her because he's anti-race mixing. It's the text of the movie.
It is the text of the movie that this guy is just a Nazi. Like I mean, you know, I'm using Nazi. It's a little too specific, right?
Yeah,
fine, but like, you know, it's the uniforms that give Nazi. This is just like classic white supremacy stuff.
like
though.
he's less Hitler
yeah.
and more David Duke.
Yeah, a little more David Duke.
Yeah, another contender
wearing
for domestic terrorist of the year.
True, David Duke. He's like if David Duke was wearing a Nazi uniform.
Pretty much. I think he probably has.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna Google right now. I'm breaking a rule. I'm Googling David Duke Nazi uniform.
So Celine finds Michael again and takes him to this safe house where she's like, all right, you're going to turn into a werewolf. You're about to experience a lot of things with your body that you might not be familiar with, okay? You're going to be having these strange urges. There's going to be hair fucking everywhere. And if you notice any of these symptoms, what I want you to do, and she hands him like a loaded gun, is I want you to shoot yourself. Yeah. So
that's something, isn't it?
That's the same advice I was given when I hit puberty, so I understand where she's coming from.
That's what happens when you grow up in a liberal household. You know?
You get told, oh, you're transitioning from a boy to a man, so you need to immediately kill yourself before you let that happen. Is because we have the woke mind virus in this household. That's actually the strain of the Corvinus virus that Michael has, is the woke mind virus.
Yeah. True. That's text, everybody. Okay.
So she ties this fucking guy up. And Michael is like, wait, why do they hate each other? Why do the Lycans fight? And Celine is like, I fight the Lycans because they killed my whole family. Because that's what she was turned by Victor when her village was attacked by Lycans, is her version of the events. And her parents were killed by the Lycans, and Victor turned her into a vampire to kill them, which is why she serves with in the vampire SS with personal loyalty to Victor.
Sure does.
So then she's driving around. There's a lot of driving back and forth from the mansion too in this movie, because she drives back.
Is, yeah.
Because I think this is when she like has that conversation with Victor, is she drives back from the safe house to talk to Victor, because it took some time for him to marinate before he woke up. So she's talking to Victor, and Victor sends Craven out to fucking find everything and figure all this shit out. And she's locked in the mansion in her room up there. Meanwhile, the werewolves are planning their next strike. There's a train with Amelia, the third vampire elder, who's the current ruling one, to arrive so that she can wake up Marcus. And they hit that train. They have like this whole operation where Craven sends out his guys to facilitate, like, to meet them at the train station, but Craven's guys don't help when the werewolves show up, and they just fucking eat everyone there.
Yep, they're just watching.
Yeah.
Like, yep. Yep.
So
This is a coup. You're right.
So Craven, who's made this deal with Lucian forever ago, basically to ensure that they both have powers, they both stay in power. He doesn't kill Lucian and reports that he's dead to Victor, and then Lucian works behind the scenes this whole time. So
Look what I found. Look what I found, Monk.
data
Look what
colon
I found.
image / JPEG semicolon base 64. Is that what you found? Oh, this is a lot of
damn
text.
It's not supposed to be a text. Damn it. Hold on, let me try again, okay?
Yeah, I know, it's hard to use the computer.
It is hard to use a computer. I'm old, Monk. I have to save the image before I share it. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. Who do you think that is?
Oh my god. So this is an image of David Duke walking around in a brown shirt uniform with a sign that says, yeah,
with a full swastika on his arm.
full
too.
swastika
That is-
there,
Yeah.
with a sign that
Yeah.
says, do I even want to say what the sign says?
No, I don't think you do.
I really don't.
I don't want to say it. I barely want to look at this.
he's oh, you know what, the best, I have to say what the sign is, because there's a detail on the sign that you need to know what it says in order to get it. It says gas the Chicago 7, and the C in Chicago is a hammer and sickle.
It sure fucking is. It sure fucking is. You know,
Jesus
hey,
Christ.
Yeah. Wasn't Abby Hoffman Jewish? Is that why he's mad?
He's just mad because he's ontologically mad, like all the other Nazis.
That's true. That's true.
Ontologically
I do really
upset.
appreciate that this is like David Duke as a child. Like he's like 16 walking around in a Nazi uniform. Like, God, what year? This is like the 60s too, probably, maybe the 70s. And it's like I can't remember what year that. But it's just like, damn, dog. To be wearing a Nazi uniform like 20 years after like World
Yeah.
War II, that's some shit.
That is some
That's
shit.
some shit. Oh my god. Hey, David Duke, fuck you.
Yeah, maybe we should change. We got the domestic terrorism award.
I know, right?
Maybe.
Damn, he has a long and storied history of being a real piece of shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of think he's maybe in for the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, you're right. We were doing up and comers. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. Is that going to be
That's-
a bit that we do? Is that going to be a bit that we're doing?
We can do the bit however often it's funny to do it. That's probably
Okay,
Kyle
that's fair.
Rittenhouse's career trajectory is to become the next David Duke.
That's honestly, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's smart enough.
Probably not, but you know what? I don't
You know?
know if David Duke's intelligent either.
Yeah, but he pretends to be, right? He can like at least fake it, right?
Yeah.
He's smart enough to be able to fake being smart. Where Kyle Rittenhouse just is like a thumb. like if he doesn't end up in a police department, I think he might fucking do something that I probably shouldn't say on a podcast. So you know. But ultimately, I do wish Kyle Rittenhouse and David Duke
A very happy birthday.
a very short life. And you know, David Duke, that's getting harder because he's kind of old now.
Yeah.
But I mean, actually, that's more likely though, right?
Yeah. You might think so, but they have a.
He keeps injecting that baby blood. It's fucked, you know.
He's got
But it's
the
only white baby blood,
adrenochrome.
so he's got a limited kind of blood that he'll go for, right? So you know.
He's got the adrenochrome hookup from Jerry Seinfeld, and it's like a whole thing because like he doesn't. He's an anti-Semite, so he doesn't like hanging around with Jerry Seinfeld, but he needs his adrenochrome.
He's like, Jerry, I forgive you for being Jewish
as long as you keep selling me
this. Have this adrenochrome. Oh my god,
Jerry! You know what? I wasn't sure about you, but dating that high schooler really sealed the deal. You were one of the good ones.
You know, yeah, you're one of the good ones, Jerry. Oh,
David Duke's words, everybody.
Yeah, that's David Duke, everybody. David Duke.
So the movie, I don't know. There's a lot more. We're hitting the point in the movie that's peak just them explaining what happened in the movie.
Yeah,
they spend a lot of time just driving back and forth and talking about what's happening, but it all ends up coming to a head when fucking Victor is like fully awake now, and he finds out the truth because Celine takes this hostage, the werewolf mad scientist who's been working on making a triple-celled platelet between vampires and werewolves with the power of both. And
yeah, that doesn't make any sense, by the way. Triple cell platelet doesn't make any sense. I just want to say that out there.
Yeah,
platelets are little pieces of cells
some kind
that
of
are all
science
broken
nerd.
up. Shut up.
Actually, that doesn't make any sense.
Actually, yeah, they could have just said like a triple cell blood cell or whatever the fuck, you know,
a triple H blood cell.
Triple H blood cell, but it's like blood platelets. It's like, okay, so it's like what you got little busted up pieces of cells floating around that are full cells. The fuck are you talking about?
Hell yeah, preach.
Fuck? But that's, you know, hey, it's vampires. You know, who knows what the fuck's going on?
That's true. That's sort of a similar detail to how in Blade they have like the. It's like they're like, oh, their blood doesn't coagulate, and that's why they need to drink blood.
Yeah, it's like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
They're having heart attacks all the time? Like, what?
Yeah. So
the opposite. Sorry. They're bleeding out all the time.
That's probably, yeah, they need blood because they're just constantly bleeding out of their asshole.
They're constantly bleeding out of their asshole, or just like internally, they're just filled with blood.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, my entire cavities are just full of blood.
So
it's like there's so many easier descriptions. You could just be like, oh yeah, it's like a problem of like your blood creation tissues in your bones. It's like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. You just need more blood from people because you literally can't produce blood in your body. Easy.
Or
so easy.
Or you were cursed by God. That's another really easy explanation.
Yeah, the easiest explanation is just
Jesus did it.
Mythical. You don't need to have a scientific explanation for why vampires exist. You fucking nerds.
That's true.
Well, whatever.
That's true.
Yeah. It's just like this Dunning-Kruger attitude. It's like, oh yeah, fucking I read once about how fucking, you know, people.
I've seen this word platelet before. I think we should put that word in the movie.
That's a blood word, right? So I don't know why why a rancher is in the
well, he's in the focus. He's not the writer. The writers wrote something good, and then they showed it to the focus group, which is just 8 ranchers that they have through it.
They all got 10-gallon hats on.
They're like, I heard that word platelet sometime. Maybe that would. I'm having trouble following why the vampires are need blood.
I'm trying to suss this out, okay? And I heard once, my wife went to the doctor one time, okay? And then I heard about this word platelet. That's a blood thing, right?
Yeah. And then the rest of them went, yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Yeah.
So the fucking final showdown is getting ready to happen. The Lycans have Michael. They've got him tied up, and they got his blood. They're going to turn Lucian into the triple vampire with Michael's blood and then Amelia's blood. But for some reason, they stored all their blood vials like fucking on opposite sides of their little compound. So they're just walking back and forth trying to get all the blood. But before they get it all, the vampires attack, and there's fucking Victor with Celine there with him, and Celine will be redeemed if she kills Michael. And Craven's also down there. Craven, who met up with Lucian after Victor figured out he's betrayed him and that he never actually killed Lucian. So, and then what Craven does immediately after losing his ally Victor is he loses his ally Lucian by just shooting him for no reason whatsoever.
I'm mad. I'm burning this. I'm done.
And he shoots him
Killing
with
everyone.
this gun, this bullet they were shown earlier. Celine fired a bunch of these at some marble busts in their firing range at the vampire mansion.
And they leaked milk. They're milk.
Yeah.
They're full of milk.
They're full of colloidal silver.
They're full of colloidal silver. Yeah. I don't know which way to go with this because bringing it back to Seth Rogen's mommy milkers,
Which leaks silver.
which leaks silver milk, is excellent for me. But I do think colloidal silver is funnier because, like, hey, they're like shooting colloidal silver to like fix the werewolf problem, like some fucking hippie Nazis. I fucking think that's hilarious.
I think most hippies are Nazis, actually, if you do your research.
I mean, these days, you're not wrong.
Do you know who the only person who I think isn't a Nazi is?
Who's that?
Our dear viewers of the podcast or listeners.
That's
or
so
whatever.
true. That's so true. You know who is a Nazi though? Monk. Monk's a really big fan of Lenny.
That's why I hate our audience so much, is because they're not.
Because they're not Nazis, and everyone else is, except for you, listener.
And if you want to be an
ones.
extra, if you want to prove that you're not a Nazi, you can donate to the Patreon page that maybe exists at the time you listen to
That
this.
might exist at some point. Yeah. I'm just really looking forward, dear listener, to the moment when people talk about this on the internet, and any prospects that we have to do anything. I'm expecting,
I think the Seth Rogan
I'm
Mommy
expecting
Milker
fully-
movie could still work out. I think we could still. I don't think anyone who's actually we'd need to talk to in order to get that done would actually care about the podcast, as long as we could convince them to fund that the movie would make money.
That's probably true. That's probably
Yeah.
true.
And
It's
you
not
know
like
what?
it'd be like a name on it or anything like that. It's like,
No.
I just want $50. Come on.
Yeah. $50 and like about a year of Seth Rogen's time, and for him to go and get surgery done twice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he could just keep them afterwards.
I mean,
When
yeah.
he doesn't want tits.
I mean, that's up to him. But I think he'd have to pay to keep them. I
yeah.
think I don't think we have the budget to give him a permanent breast job. I think he'd have to return the little silicone implants at the end. We're just renting them.
Yeah, you're just renting those. Okay. I just want you to know, Seth, those are
Yeah.
on rental. Okay.
So don't like fall down and land chest first in anything or any like just be careful.
Just don't fall down in a hilarious gag. And have like a big splashing noise when you fall on your chest. You go,
Go.
I feel like people think we hate Seth Rogen.
I love
And
Seth
we're talking
Rogen.
This much about. I love Seth Rogen. I'm a start the show. Seth Rogen. Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
I love his like devil may care attitude about scripts to take. There's some stinkers, but there's some good stuff too.
I love that he
There's some
talks about
stinkers.
marijuana use, which I think is is an underexplored topic today that barely anyone is speaking out about. Is about how you can smoke weed sometimes, and sometimes it's like really, really good weed, and sometimes it's shitty weed.
Do you ever watch that movie about being paranoid while on weed?
Do you mean what's the fucking movie? What was the joke I was gonna make? Do you mean that movie I was thinking of?
Yeah, Pineapple Express. Yeah, I did mean that. The movie where all of your worst anxieties while you're high come true. I really do appreciate it. There's an artistry to that, being like, hey, okay, hold on. What if we made a movie? You like my shitty impression? It's very shitty.
Citizen Kane. That's the movie about being paranoid on.
Citizen Kane. So true.
He's always talking about his bud in that movie.
That's so true.
That's the actual movie we
Underworld.
can get Seth Rogen in for, is the Citizen Kane remake where Rosebud is a strain of weed.
Fuck you. Fuck you. God damn it.
So Underworld.
The joke of the episode has come out. Rosebud is weed. Okay.
So I don't know. Some shit happens in the movie. Like, Craven is running around being like, whoa, I'm so crazy. And Victor's running around killing people. And fucking Celine, who's there to save Michael. She's like specifically going against Victor's orders, but is also just on site killing any werewolf she fucking sees, because she's still like, she's still confused. She just knows this dude is hot.
I just don't know. I just want to fuck this guy. It's like, okay, fine. And then I love it when she finally sees him, right? She finally sees him and she goes and helps him. And Lucian's there just like watching, like, yeah, this is good.
Lucian's on the ground. He's like literally peering in from a hole outside the room.
Yeah. He's like dying.
Yeah, because he got shot by the colloidal silver bullets. So he's like,
yeah, he got colloidal silver. He's turning blue.
Yeah.
Literally, he's turning blue, actually. But also colloidal silver turns you blue and doesn't do anything for your health. There you go, cool. But fucking yeah, he's like sitting there turning blue to death and watching these two like be in love from across the room, and he's like, they're just like me and Sonia. And you can just like see that in his like eyes and face and expression. It's like, this is like literally gonna create peace for us.
And he's so into it. He's like rock hard too.
Yeah, he's both like
fully
conceptually
torqued
and sexually into it.
Yeah.
And then Craven's punk ass is like, oh, it's Celine, my wife to be. I'm so excited to continue making vampire non-babies, because I don't think vampires make babies like that. And fucking then you got fucking Michael walks in and he's like, oh, this motherfucker, and shoots him like 5 times with those colloidal silver bullets.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, Michael's dead.
Michael's dead. But then Lucian, laying there, dying on the floor, stabs Craven in his Achilles tendon with the big Assassin's Creed blade he has.
Yeah.
And then goes, do it. Enter him. And the last 30 minutes of the movie are you see Michael getting pegged.
Yeah.
It's like very graphic.
Celine's like hardcore pegging Michael while he's turning blue and dying.
Yeah.
And she's like, this will save you. This will save you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm into it.
I can't say very much because I'm dying, but I'm into it.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
dying, but also oh yeah.
No, what it's actually the not a joke version of this is she bites him, and it has this shot where it zooms in on the bite, and you can see all the pores on his skin, like fangs.
Kind of hot. It's kind of hot. I mean, that's why we're making the joke, right?
Yeah.
It's because it is like it's kind of hot. Like it's like very metaphorically sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's like laying there getting fully penetrated by some vampire teeth, and then
he turns into Kermit the fucking Frog.
Sure does.
He turns into this hybrid monster, and Victor finds out. Victor basically, Craven, did Craven run the fuck away? What happens to Craven? I forget.
I don't remember. I think Craven might have just left. He just disappeared.
Craven did just run away after the bite happens, and Victor walks in on his daughter, fucking sucking on this werewolf's
Just pegging this
nekosi.
werewolf.
And yeah, so he walks in on this bullshit. Maybe he kills Craven. Maybe Craven fucking runs away. I don't know. The exact IMDb synopsis is Michael and Victor tussle a bit after he turns into Kermit the Frog.
What a weird way to describe that.
Yeah.
Wow. They're like trying to kill each other.
They are trying to kill each other. Like fucking Victor throws him through a big concrete wall, and they're like swinging the sword around. Victor kind of sucks at swinging the sword around because he's not actually trained in it. He's just faster than anyone else, so he's not used to actually having to fight. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a bad movie, but you know what?
I think maybe he just like woke up. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm so tired. I don't know what I'm doing.
Isn't it his coffee?
Yeah. Blood coffee.
There are a few movies with blood coffee in them that we're gonna have to talk. Are we gonna watch Daybreakers on the show at some point?
Oh my god.
We
should watch.
What?
You know what we should watch for sure is fucking there's this Russian vampire movie that I love it. It's really good. What is Day Watch? There's like it's Day Watch, Night Watch, and then Dusk Watch, I think it is. And it's just like these three movies where it's like not just vampires, but there's like a bunch of, it's like, ooh, all the mythical things that you love in the world. They're all here, and they're all fighting a war for like the soul of the universe.
Oh, this
it's
is
like,
some Jesus shit that you're talking about.
I mean, maybe, but it's like, I don't know. It's definitely Edgelord. I'll tell you that much.
Hell yeah, we'll put it on the list, or if you put it on the list,
yeah, I'll put it on the list.
There you go. Oh yeah, Celine also learns that Victor killed her family.
Yeah,
and she picks up this sword and does this fucking like 30-foot vertical leap and slices Victor's head off in two.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut to like back at the vampire HQ, the Lycan scientist that got murked over there by Victor is just like draining all of his blood into Marcus's tomb. Dun dun dun, and the credits roll.
Yeah, and Marcus's eyes turn black, and you know who else's eyes turn black?
Michael Gates,
because he just got a bunch of
he just got vaxxed.
he got vaxxed, and now he's turning into a super predator. Oh shit.
Well, so that was the movie. Underworld.
That was it.
I don't know. Are we going to attempt to rank these, or are we going to have any sort of? We have the tier list, but the tier list doesn't actually have any sort of. Do we need the tier list is indecipherable?
There's no way we could explain that on the podcast, right?
You have to be at the actual showings to understand the tier list, and even then, you're probably not going to understand the tier list.
Like I think that fuck it. Let's just talk about it. And if people don't understand, they don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hold on. I'm grabbing the. I'm grabbing it. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat so you can look at it too.
Yeah, we need to get a more updated version of the tier list from Ryan because this is missing quite a few movies at this point.
Yeah, but we could we'll work with it, right?
Yeah. So
All right,
Underworld
so I'm
right
feeling
here is in like the one of the separates between music and vibes. I don't know if that's the right place for it, but
I don't know either.
There were some good music stings in this. They have like this one music sting that's really good that they keep doing over and over again. And then there's the moment where whenever there's like werewolf shit happening, they have like this industrial track that comes on, and there's this just hint of distorted vocals going like in the background.
Yeah, which rocks, which fucking slaps.
It does rock.
Yeah, it's tough because it just is so. It's so iconic. It almost feels like it should be its own thing, but it's not.
Yeah,
like it has a lot in common with Blade, and it has a lot in common with like musical number. I don't know if it really has a lot in common with kind of with Queen of the Damned, kind of.
Yeah,
but like, and our chart is set up in a way where because it's 2D, okay.
Yeah,
because it's 2D, we can't.
Really, the chart itself is 4-dimensional, but we can only have a 2D representation of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it was 4-dimensional, we'd be able to, explain this with more aplomb. But we can't. It's 2D is limiting us. We need to take this to a 3D, 4D, maybe even 5D chart.
5D tier list, you say?
Yeah, 5D tier list. And we just can't do that with the technologies available to us.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, any money going to the Patreon will be used to invest in new and exciting technologies for charting Edgelord Movie Night.
Do you think what does ChatGPT say that the movie is? Oh, actually, never mind. I have to make an account to use ChatGPT. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, he's the fucking.
What about Bing?
He's the stupid one. Yeah, he's the Bing one. Stupid Bing one.
Let's do Bing. Okay, hold on. Bing AI. Ask me anything. Is Underworld a good movie? Bing AI.
Bing AI. Using Kabbalah, how would you align the the spheres of Underworld?
The Underworld franchise. Oh my god, it just keeps talking. Jesus Christ.
Gross. Fuck you, Microsoft.
If you are a fan of the genre, you might enjoy watching the Underworld movies. I guess that's the lesson of the podcast, is if you like it, you might enjoy watching it.
That's so true, though.
We could have saved you a fucking hour and a half and just done that shit right at the beginning.
Yeah, just start at the beginning of the podcast being like, hey, I don't know. If you like it, you might like it.
If you like your doctor, you can keep him.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Thank you, Victor Brandon, for protecting the rights of insurance companies to dictate what doctors you go to. It's the best.
Hell yeah. Speaking of insurance companies, Brian, I'd like to take us out.
We're sponsored by State Farm. I'm kidding.
No, it's actually Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'd like to take us out of the show with another segment. This segment is our mailbag segment.
We got a mail?
We do not have a mailbag set up or a mailbox or anything that we can fucking do at all for people to communicate with us. Currently that does not exist. Just some inside info and how the sausage is made here. We did record a bunch of. This is probably the last episode we're going to record before we start actually releasing them. So it's the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and our first we'll call it a We'll call it a communique. Our first communique on the show is this is a letter that was written by Cursed Monk, and it says,
wow.
it says, "How was your Thanksgiving, Brian?"
Well, I made fried rice for myself, and I watched Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars, interesting.
And that's it. That's all I did.
That's all you
I also
did.
sat in the Discord and was like, "Hey, if anybody needs to, needs like a place to hang out, because they're like sad or something like that, they could like come and hang out." And nobody did. And I just think that's a grand success. I'm really happy that everybody
didn't have to talk to anybody.
A really happy Thanksgiving without having to come and annoy me about it. So, that's beautiful. I like to provide these services and then be mean afterwards.
Nice.
So that's I think really what you should take away from this is that I'm kind of a massive bitch and don't talk to me. No, I'm kidding.
Well, communication is always a two-way street, so if someone's going to take up your time and talk about like their problems to you and everything like that, and I think at that point it's your God-given right to spread that person's business around to everyone else and go like, can you believe this shit?
Absolutely. Can you believe this shit?
Can you believe this incredibly personal thing with this person? Can you believe that? It's something I can make
I
up
like this because this is like completely opposite of how I actually am. And so this is beautiful. I really do try and be nice, okay? Yeah. And I do appreciate, making spaces for people to experience comfort and joy around me. But I like to be an asshole on the podcast, so I'm going to do that.
Oh yeah.
And this is the last time I'm going to say that. I'm lying, probably, but because but it's fun to be an asshole on the podcast.
It is. It's extremely fun.
It's a perfect spot to be. What, is anyone gonna watch this?
No. Hey, do you have any? Are there any more letters in our mailbag or anything like that that you can see?
Yeah,
that's the only one.
I was just checking this loose like plastic bag on the ground. Hold on, let me get
it. Your noise cancellation still.
Is that coming through?
A little bit, barely.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, we have to make a more annoying noise for the podcast.
What's that?
Oh, the hottest sauce. All over the feet. Oh.
I found this wonderful letter.
Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving? This is from let me check the name. Bitch Ryan.
From Bitch Ryan. Okay. Well, I can see that we're just stealing letter ideas now. So no respect for the intellectual property of people who take their time to actually write out a really well thought out letter.
Let me find another one real quick. Okay, let me find another one real quick. Okay. Okay. Here's another one. This one's from Brian Trash, and it says, hold on, let me. It says, would you like to extend your car's extended warranty?
I don't have a car, so yes, I actually think I might need that in case I get a car one day. Because I don't want to buy a car and the warranty's already expired,
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make sure that warranty is pre-extended. God, we're stupid.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm cursed_monk there. I'm on private because I am in the process of interviewing for a job, but I might be off private by the time this gets released. And
anything can happen.
Yeah, Brian, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Brian Trash. One word. It's one word both places, I think.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's Trashcan1312 on fucking on Twitter. It's Trashcan1312 on Twitter, but if you type in Brian Trash, hold on, let me search real quick. Let me just do a quick search. Brian Trash. I'm probably the first person that comes up.
Maybe.
No, I'm not. I'm number 2 though. I'm number 2.
We're number 2. We're number 2.
We're
number 2.
But if you look on Blue Sky, the up and coming platform for not domestic terrorists, then you've got then you can find me at Brian Trash.
What's my
and then you can also find me in the foundation of abnormalities, where we're just hanging out all the time.
Yeah, you actually should add me on Blue Sky. cursemonk.bsky.social. I would prefer to have more Blue Sky followers so I can stop using Twitter. Twitter has higher numbers.
I fucking hate Twitter.
But I
fucking hate Twitter. Twitter's the worst place. I don't know. It's amazing because like I have hundreds of followers on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And I'll post something and get like one person liking it.
Yeah.
I go on Blue Sky and post something. I can post like a cute selfie. Somebody will be like, "Oh wow, you are cute," and I'm like, "Damn!" And then that's I'll get like 4.
I'm still getting more likes on Twitter than Blue Sky. I hate to say it. I really do want to ditch Twitter, but until Blue Sky is. The other thing is I need more people to follow on Blue Sky because my Twitter is very carefully curated, so it's only weird art posts and people who are probably should be institutionalized. And Blue Sky, I'm having trouble finding that same demographic of people. So
it's a harder one to find. Blue Sky, mostly positive experience. Lots of people like talking about how much they want to fuck each other, or like posting pictures of their ass.
Yeah,
and I love that. Big fan.
See, I don't like people having fun, so that's why it's harder for me to move over to Blue Sky.
I get it. Yeah, Blue Sky is a hard place to
have a bad time.
Yeah, but if you're trying to curate a bad time for yourself, Blue Sky is a tough place to do that. And I know that's your favorite.
Yeah,
I know that's your favorite. Reading War and Peace on the toilet, on acid. Sounds like a good time to you. You know, it
does. Brian, I think I've actually got one more letter here. Okay, it looks like this one's actually it's just hold on. I don't really have anything crinkly, but I'm doing my best.
You want me to do some for you?
Okay, sure. Oh, this one's actually there's just this white powder all over my desk now, so I'm going to go to the hospital real quick. Have a good one.
All right. Hope it was powdered sugar.
I hope it was Coke.